One more time. We're back again, family. We got a show tonight. We don't have Iman with us. She's doing her thing, so she won't be back with us for some time. So we're gonna go back to the Clipper Dome Chronicles. We're gonna go back to our relationship piece. And the next generation conversations will be coming back a little bit later. So what we want to get into tonight, we want to jump into this, and we want to say, do the ladies want to get married? So when we say do the ladies want to get married, you've seen the videos, you watched it on TV, probably read some books, you've seen a lot of magazines or whatever have you, a lot of media on do women want to get married. There's a little shift in the culture right now. The ladies are doing some things a little bit different. So now they're just asking that question. So I just want to put this out here. When we get the ladies know what to do. We know this. The ladies know she's going to go and get her education. She may go after a certification. She might go after a license. She might go after her associates, her bachelor's or master's. She might get a PhD. So she knows she needs to get her education. So this is what maybe her grandmother, her mother, and her father has been telling her that she needs to do. So she knows how to do that. She knows how to do that. So then we also know that after the education, then she probably want to go get a nice home for herself after she get educated. She probably want to get a 2 to 5 bedroom house, 2 or 3 baths. She want to get it in a nice neighborhood, something she can afford, something that be safe and secure for her and the kids. She knows how to do that. So now that's what she knows what to do when she does those things. She knows that she needs to get an education. That's what she's going to do. She knows that what she needs to do as far as a house. That's what she needs to do. And she also knows that once she gets the house and she gets the education, then there are certain things she want to take some trips. She knows where she wants to go. She knows who she want to go with. So the ladies know what they want to do. They got that part down pat. So we're gonna applaud that. We're gonna say, good ladies. They're doing their due diligence. This is a good look. Okay. So now we want to go to the other side of how to do some things. Because when you know what to do, that's just saying this is the direction. Now, execution and efficiency is how you do something. So now we want to say, when the ladies, how do you do something? Let's just say, for instance, if we're talking about the things that we miss. Okay. So we know what to do. So when we're doing something, if we want efficiency, it's like, how do we do this thing to be most efficient? How do we get the best result or resolve from our actions when we do a particular, when we're trying to go through a certain process? So now if we're going, for example, let's say we take driving, for instance, we could watch somebody drive for weeks. We could watch them drive for months. We could watch somebody drive for years, something just as simple as driving. But now when we say, how do you drive? We all watched our mothers and fathers, aunties, uncles, grandmothers, big brothers, big sisters come up. We watched them drive. So now when we say what they're doing is driving, it's very simple. That's the action that they're taking, driving. Now, when we say, how do you do that? So what we didn't know before we drove ourselves is we had to first put the key inside the ignition. And usually you need to press into the ignition and then turn it. Or if you got a fog or key fog, you have to have the right key fog and has to be in the right position. And you may have to press the right button and then until you can start the car if it's a push button with a fog. So now that we know how to do that part, now the next step is we had to put the car in gear. So release the gear on the transmission, you have to press the brake. We watched them grab the gear shift, but we didn't know that they need to pull it back and then pull it down while they were pressing the brake so they could release the gear in the transmission. We didn't know how to do that, but we knew what they were doing, which was driving the car. We knew that they were starting the car. We knew that they were changing the gear in the car to go in reverse or drive so the car could move, but we didn't know how they were doing it. So then when they were moving the gear shifter, we didn't know before if it needed to go in drive, should it go in neutral, should it go in reverse, first or second, depending on how many gears you have on the car. But you didn't know how to do that until you drove it yourself. Watching it is knowing what to do. Actually executing and being efficient at it is knowing how to do it when you actually get the experience of driving the car. Just like we all wanted to drive when we were maybe 14, 15, 16, we thought it was going to be a blast. We thought it was going to be exciting until we got behind the wheel for maybe 3 or 4 hours for the first time in the car. And if you remember that time, you began to get tired after the first time you drove for 3 or 4 hours. You probably went home and laid down or took a nap, or you wanted to go get some rest. So we saw people drive for 3 or 4 hours before. We knew what they were doing. But then when we had to drive ourselves for 3 or 4 hours, we learned how you do that and the repercussions of that later on. So we just wanted to put this one together. We wanted to keep it very simple. We know that the ladies, they know what to do. They know how to be independent. They know how to get their education. They know how to purchase their house. They know all of the things that they want. But what we want to try to do is we want to make sure that the ladies understand how to do something. So when you're doing all these things, so we want to take that analogy. We had a, hey, what's going on? Hello, driving isn't fun like I thought it was when I was young. Absolutely, that's wifey, no doubt. It takes on a different it's like a different monster after you actually engage in it, because it's not as fun, especially when you have to run a lot of errands. So what we want to do is take those examples and that analogy on knowing what to do and how to do it, and we want to translate those things just into relationships. So when the ladies know that she needs to be independent because that's what she was taught, there's nothing wrong with that. She should be able to take care of herself. That's a beautiful thing. She needs to know that once you get your education or you get your job or your certification, you can buy the house that you want, the house that you like, the house you can afford. That's fine. She needs to also know that if she want to take a trip or whatever lifestyle she can afford, if that's what she wants to do, she should do that thing. So now we want to take that and we need to connect that and translate it into being with a man. Now you know what to do. Now we want to show you how to connect that to a man. So when you have, ladies, you get your independence. The independence is beautiful, but independence means to stand alone. It means with no assistance at all. It means with no help. That means you're doing it by yourself. You can't be independent and be with a man. A man is going to have some authority in your life, and he's going to have some authority in he's going to have some authority in your life, and you're going to have some authority in his. So we need to be careful when we're using that independent piece, trying to connect it and translate that to a man. You're also, if you did go to school, you're going to come maybe perhaps with some student loan debt. You need to understand that the man, he is working just as hard as you are, and he's probably going to have to bear the burden of helping you pay off that loan, if not taking care of it for himself. So you have acquired a bill, and now you want this man to step up and help you pay it or pay it off himself without no knowledge of how this bill was acquired. He wasn't there to help you make decisions. All of those things were done independently. So we need to be careful and cautious, ladies, on how we connect these things to a man. Sometimes, ladies, when you purchase your home, if you got a very nice home, you maybe got what you wanted and what you liked. So he may have purchased the home that he likes, get the one that he wants. Now both of you guys could have homes in excess of $500,000 or $1 million combined. So now somebody may have to sell a house. So then who sells what house? So I'm saying how we take these lifestyles and we connect it to a man. If the sister wants a man to be the head of the household, then she needs to know that you have to buy a lesser house, because when you meet him, you're going to have to sell your house, because if he's the head of your household, if that is your design, if that is what you would like, you must understand that if he's going to pay and bear that burden, he's going to make that final call. So if that's your direction, ladies, how you connect your previous life to a man, you have to understand that he has thoughts in the process as well. So now if you want to stay independent, that's fine. If you don't want children, that's fine. If you want to be alone and you just want to date, that's cool. If you want to stay single, nothing wrong with that. People do it every day. Do your thing, sis. That's what's up. But we want to say, if you're looking for a man, if you do want to get married, because that's the title of the show today, do the ladies want to get married? If you want to get married, you need to understand that what you do has to translate into how you do it when you get with the man. There's nothing wrong with getting your heart's desires. There's nothing wrong with getting what you want, getting what you need, but you need to try to make those decisions and be prepared to one day be married, because you're going to have to merge your thoughts. You got to merge your bills. You got to merge that lifestyle, and it's going to have to connect and translate to a man. So the question is, do the ladies want to get married? So that's the question we have out here today. We want y'all to take these analogies and these examples, and hopefully we can have some conversations. So we want you to take this. We want you to test this. We want you to try this. Take it to the barbershop or take it to the hair salon. take it to the job, or take it to the church. Remember, you don't have to like it, believe it, or understand it. Sometimes you just have to respect it. This is the Clipper Dome Chronicles. Thank you.